All right, welcome back to Soul Spark Tarot. I'm your host, Mr. Anu, and today we just chilling. uh, I'm just chilling. I'm watching football, but I wanted to bring up some of the epiphanies that I've been having um, after reflecting on this day, and I want to bring them out more consistently. Done a little bit of data research too and shit like that. So I just want to make it. I just want to create a space so growth can occur. Which brings me to my first lesson. Here's my first message of the day. First of all, I'm hoping this sounds better. So let's see. I'm gonna do this to keep myself conscious. So, woo! First down. My bad. My bad. My bad. So, one of the first lessons that I learned today was understanding difference. And I already know about difference, but the difference of oneself is very important to understand so you can see how far or how close you are to certain aspects of you. Mm, mm, yeah. But the separation of you and who you are must be understood and recognized. You gotta really notice that shit because you'll notice the differences of you, which means that you'll start to notice the difference of you within your memories. So, you becoming more familiar with parts of you. So, it's like you're becoming more of a family with parts of you. So, if you really think about it, there are people in your family genetic line that you have no idea who they are. And then there's people in your same genetic line who you don't have an idea neither, but somebody knows somebody. And then you got that understanding of, I think I heard of that person before, but shit, I don't know. And then other people be like, oh yeah, that's such and such. And then other people be like, yeah, I seen them before. And then you be like, shit, I don't know. And then you get into those people who we're gonna keep going, we're gonna keep going. These are differences of family. Differences of family. You get into those people who you might be like the youngest, and then other people might be older than you. Woo! Other people might be older than you, and so people treat those people you don't know as how you treat the people you know, and it's crazy because when you can see the difference of that love, the love that you give into people, but you see it not reflected upon you because you see how the cousin that you were giving the love to, how they become you and give love to some other cousin. Damn. So that's just happened to me a couple of times, where I was just so like inspired by certain cousins in my life. I was just so inspired by what they do and how they was. I looked up to them, They were role models for me. And it was like, damn, two of them just show me clearly man, fuck you, nigga. We don't give a fuck about you, nigga. That shit is so funny to me because I learned that early, and I learned that on both sides of my family, and unfortunately, both sides of my family like grew up with and around each other. So I always got everything quadruple time. That shit was so hard. That shit was hard growing up with people who don't like you for reasons you don't understand. When you do, things you do things like in a you did things in a really positive way, but people would take I'm guilty of this too. When you're met with a smart kid and like a kid who can like as an adult make you feel like a little pissed the fuck off, you say shit like you got a smart ass mouth. Like if I used to I used to get told that shit all the time, bro. I just want to like tell y'all this. I'm like an adult and I've like thought about certain things, you know, and I've taught people. So like I think I got enough like credibility to understand and say the things that I've been saying because like even beyond the shit I just said, I've even like dedicated my education to like this dissertation. Excuse me. So I just don't like I I don't respond in the same way that I used to respond back in the day because I've seen myself respond in certain ways to people, but it's been passionate and the passion is still there, but I'm realizing the market matters. I don't just give the same things to people, all the same people. I had a conversation today and a conversation with this person he was like, yeah, if you give a speech and your words, you know, influence everybody, then it's a bad speech. And that's super true. That's super true. And I want us to think about that for a second. If I was to give a speech and the whole world was to agree with me, there will be something wrong with my speech. And let's think about it. Let's take the story of Jesus. I feel like I've been talking about Christianity a lot lately, but it's a common, just like school is a common nodal point for a lot of people to understand development. Like certain aspects of religion are other common nodal points that will give people a nodal point to like attach to in conversation. And so if you start off the conversation and throw a line out, you know, like a lifeline or a life wheel, if you just be like, and then you speak in a way that helps that person understand, like, hey, I know it feels like you're under attack, but you're not. I'm just speaking like I normally do. And guess what? You need to find fucking safety. I'm not like I'm not going to walk on eggshells around the world. I'm going to be deliberate based upon what the world gives me, so people can understand what they're giving to others. And I walk in and I show up as a lesson. I'm stable in myself, but I'm stable in other people's values. So when other people see me enacting values that they may want to, that they may not want to, that they see benefit in, that they don't see benefit in, when they see me, then they get a change in point of view. This is why I'm yapping. This is the wrong channel, but I think I'm going to delete my other channel and just do everything here. Coach Mr. Anu does all of these things here. And I like to do my spiritual thing. I like to talk, do my soul spark radio thing. That's a radio show. Radio shows, we be talking. That's what it is. So that's what I'm doing. And then I love that rap thing, you know, that singing and beatboxing, and I love the freedom of just expressing myself. So I don't know what to call that outside of soul inspiration. So that's what I do. You know, it's whatever my soul is inspired to provide, and I feel like everybody already do that. These are what we call behaviors in people, but I just so happen to do things that are predicated upon making my soul like comfortable. And that's like it. And I'm learning how to make that happen further and further and further and deeper and deeper and deeper. And it gets harder and harder and harder. But it's like I've been playing video games just to like want and desire hard and then realize that I'm trying to enact perfection. So it becomes like a good thing that like I play a new game or an old game that has been revamped to in a more difficult level, and and it shows me that there's no need to be perfect. And so like a simple understanding for those who want to go and understand me a little bit better. Um, I know I look like what I look like, but I like what I like, and I realize I like what I like because I'm holding on to parts of my childhood, that my child of me likes, and because it was hurt with those things in a lot of different ways, in so many different ways, it hangs around and it learns and it grows, but it still is fed the food that it needs, and so feed myself with a lot of games, but not a whole lot. It's one genre of game, and so I like Zelda and I like Pokemon, and I'll try other shit like Mario. I love Mario Kart. GameCube Mario Kart holds a lot of very dear memories to me. Like, so much that I don't even think about them. I just because I don't want to associate none of the external bad things about these same people with those times. So I just lock those parts of me away and I let them just be pristine in their package, unbothered. you know, and